Ousmane Dembele to Chelsea already signed, and that's a quote. Wow, that is massive news. Let's get into it. Yes guys, welcome to the Kavkas View, and today, here I have got great stories for you. The stories range from everything from players that are in the club, players that are out the club, and players that are potentially joining the club. So, story number one is about Ousmane Dembele. Ousmane Dembele allegedly has signed a new deal, and everybody's gassed, right? But Matt Law is talking about this deal potentially being postponed because Chelsea might opt for Rafinha. We will break down the quotes from the London is Blue podcast. Then there's two other stories about existing centre-backs. Number one, Christensen has busted his load. No cap. Absolutely ruined everything at the club. And it looks like Chelsea don't even want to negotiate a new deal with him. Yes. Then we're going to talk about Rudiger becoming the best paid centre-half at Chelsea and in Chelsea history. Is this going to happen? Is this deal going to be signed? And finally, Lukaku has been getting a lot of criticism left, right and centre. Inter Milan have literally spread a back page about him willing to take a pay cut. His camp have come out and spoke about it. Let's do it. But before we get started, every single one of you there, you're sitting comfortable, you're running somewhere, you're sitting on a bus, you're doing something, you're watching this video, hit that like button. 300 likes is what we're aiming for. Let me know what number you are. Literally, I want to know what number like you are. It goes a wonderful way. 300 likes is what we're aiming for. We have not been breaking 175 in the last two videos. That's pathetic for us. We've got a reputation to uphold here. Come on, guys. Let's do it. All right, we're going to start with a big man. Ousmane Dembele. I know you all clicked here. You saw the thumbnail. Ousmane Dembele did not manage to join Chelsea because Chelsea believed it wasn't the right time to bring him in the summer. His camp wanted more money in the summer because they're going to be free agents. That's how it worked. You get a great signing on fee, you get a beautiful payoff, and you get great wages for 5 years whenever you're a free agent going anywhere. But ever since then, he wasn't going to play for Barcelona again. That's what they tried to say, and guess what? Slapped them all in the face, told him to shut up, and he came back into the team. He's been playing quite well. Xavi's been using him. Xavi is a proper manager, bro. Xavi's not going to let an agenda run. They need to make Champions League football. It will cost them more money not playing him and not getting into the Champions League. So he's been playing and he's been playing well. So this is great. But the news that really took me by surprise, and reports in Spain are coming out, that Dembele's already signed a pre-agreement deal with Chelsea. This is what the rumours are, that Dembele's agent, Moussa Sissoko, has already agreed a deal with Chelsea in principle. The deal has been signed, that these are the terms and conditions. What does this tell us? Well, it tells us that the terms and conditions have been agreed, but the deal hasn't been agreed. So essentially, from my understanding, this works this way. Me and you get to agree something now. I tell you, hypothetically, I'm going to pay you £10, but you need to be happy with that £10 in June. And you're going to say, okay, cool, let's sign a pre-agreement, so no matter what happens, these are the conditions. This is why I think is happening. But whether the deal goes through in June, we'll still have a say. It's just you can't come back to the table and say, oh, you know what, I want 15 now. This is what I think the realistic angle is from this situation. I don't think it's confirmed that he's a Chelsea player, but I think the pre-signed deal, I think this is as good as agreeing the deal. So there's a long way to go. This story's got a lot of legs to it. London is Blue podcast, some reason, blocked me. I don't understand why. So, evidently they don't like alternative opinions. But listen, I see all the stuff that gets clipped and put out. So I actually really enjoyed it back in the day. Well, I went and listened to it again, and I wanted to hear what Matt Law said. And Matt Law said Chelsea have seriously considered Dembele, and they would go for Rafinha only if Leeds get relegated. So the 15 to 20 million pound release clause is very insightful, but they just don't believe that Rafinha is ready at this moment in time to be a Chelsea starting player. And this really tells me everything I need to know about our scouting team. The fact that they can look at Rafinha and not think he adds to our team blows my mind. He comes in and he's better than Callum Hudson-Odoi. He's better than Christian Pulisic, in my opinion. He's as good as Hakim Ziyech in the creative outlet, but he's better from a physical standpoint. He's different to Mount. He's different to Havertz. He's better than Werner. So what is the confusion here? I don't understand. Like, Rafinha is a top-class player. Just because he plays for Leeds and he doesn't play for Barcelona does not make him a poor player. Like, this is why Chelsea scouting really makes me sick at times. The next story is about Rudiger. So, you guys already know the drill, right? Tony thought after he won the Champions League, Real Madrid were interested, Bayern Munich were interested, Juventus were interested, big clubs around the world were interested in him. And it is true, they were interested, but they weren't interested enough to give him the offers that his camp believed they were worth. So the thing is, you need to look at it from a tactical standpoint from his camp. His camp wants to secure Antonio Rudiger's long-term financial success. So when he retires, Grandpa Rudiger is going to be able to maintain a great lifestyle for his grandchildren and his great-grandchildren in the future. That is totally acceptable. He is within his rights to do that. He needs to secure as much money in the game as possible, so when he retires, he doesn't have to become a pundit or a reporter or a coach or a manager. Not everyone wants to do that in their life. So I respect that wholeheartedly. Earn the money now, put it into investments, and reap the rewards for years to come. I love it. But evidently, the offers weren't there. The 360,000, the 320,000, the fee that they thought they were going to get because Alaba got was not on the table. So Chelsea offered him 150, it was rejected. 160, apparently it was rejected. And now it looks like he's going to get something close to that's going to make him the best paid centre-back at the club. But it's nowhere near what he asked for in the first place. This is a clear indication of Marina will lowball him. So she will give him the 190 to 180. In an ideal world, that's fantastic money, right? But when you were thinking you're going to get 320, I understand his reservations from signing. He most probably can go somewhere else. But will it be as impactful, and will he be as successful, and will he be as important to the team and happy? Because at this moment in time, this is working for him. He looks fantastic, he's playing out of his skin, and he's one of the best defenders in the world in this system at the moment. So it's interesting to see what happens. A player that really has impressed me a lot in recent years has been Andreas Christensen, but Andreas is in big trouble. And when I say Andreas is in very big trouble, it means that Andreas Christensen is in a situation where he might be forced out the club. And look, this is what happened with the Andreas Christensen saga. Andreas first initially had his father as his agent. Once the negotiation opted, he changed agents. And part of the reason you normally change agents is because you want more money and you're looking for a move. You don't go and pay someone a fee to get you better existing contract in your current climate, because you stick with the agent that got a good rapport with your club. So they went and explored. Rumors have it, Barcelona, Juventus, Man City, all the big clubs want it, right? But Chelsea now have froze the negotiations with it. He's literally played Chelsea around too much. Initially, he wanted a 5-year deal. Then he wanted a 3-year deal. He got his 3-year deal. Then he said, no, I want a 4-year deal. And Marina said enough was enough. And they started negotiating with him, and now it's got to the point where negotiations have completely stopped. He's a free agent in a couple months' time. And a lot of people are going to say, oh, Alex, this is poor planning from the club. It's not poor planning from the club, because Tony and Christensen were allegedly going to get sold under Frank. No one saw this resurgence coming. No one saw Rudiger being arguably one of the best defenders in the world. No one saw Andreas Christensen developing into this juggernaut of a defender. Yes, the potential was there, but the evidence Chelsea had, you can't go purely off potential when players are in their mid-20s to early 30s. You have to go with what you've seen, and you have to go with what's credible. So it is important, and that you got to respect. The final story is about Romelu Lukaku, and Romelu Lukaku is a player that is very polarizing at the moment. And the annoying thing is, when Ron did that interview, you know what I'm talking about. A lot of people were outlandishly angry, out of their moon. And I said, I want you lot to keep this energy. You see this energy you have right now? You best be keeping it. 2 months from now. And you know what? People aren't keeping the same energy. A lot of you in the comments, Alex, you need to forgive him. Enough is enough. Alex. Firstly, don't Alex me like we're boys, okay? We don't know each other that well. We still need to grow our rapport, peeps. Come on, right? But all jokes aside, I think it is very important that we can remember what Lukaku did. What he did was extremely disrespectful to the club, and he hasn't earned his forgiveness. I mean it. He hasn't earned his forgiveness. Earning your forgiveness is by producing on the pitch. Don't you dare say he won us the Club World Cup. He did not get signed to win us the Club World Cup. He got signed to produce goals in the EPL. When he joined, I said he was going to get 17 goals. Even I'm wrong. He's got 7 or 6. I don't see him getting 11 from now till the end of the season. This is embarrassing. This is absolutely embarrassing. And Gazzetta dello Sport in Italia said that Lukaku's willing to take a wage cut to rejoin Inter Milan. Hey man, let me ask you a question. Do Inter Milan want you back? their president came out and I think it was in November and said, we've replaced Lukaku for free with Edin Dzeko and we're no worse. We're absolutely no worse. And we just pocketed 100 million. So do they even want you back? So that's the first question. But to be fair to his camp, they've come out, they've denied this. They said it's not true. He's not willing to take no pay cut. He was happy at Chelsea. He wants to make things work. I don't buy it. I don't care. I want Lukaku to leave in the summer. I said this straight away after the interview happened, and people said, Alex, you're being reactionary. I'm not being reactionary. He doesn't suit our style. He doesn't love the club. He is not a Chelsea caliber player. And more importantly, this is the biggest thing. He disrespected the club. He disrespected the badge. And he looked all of us in our face through the camera, through the lens, and lied to us. And I can't accept that. Guys, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I hope Kai Havertz starts. Tomorrow I will be doing the match review, match preview, so make sure you're here. Peace out, I'm out. Bye.